This is my new YouTube channel, and my goal for this channel is basically to connect and make journal planner friends. I have been on this journey for over 5 years, and it's a passion for me. I truly, truly love planning. Also, please forgive me for my nails. I'm trying to take a break from them. I clean a lot in real life, so this Christmas nails, they all just came off, so let my nails breathe, and so excuse that. Side note. So yeah, it has been a great hobby, both for my mental health and my day-to-day life. It makes me feel calm, and it helps me feel in control of my life when things get extremely overwhelming. So I'm really excited to explain and sit down and chat with you about my ecosystem. These are literally my pride and joy. Besides my kids, my family, these are my babies. So let's get into it. Basically, I really have to stop saying that. I would say, like, I've been journaling since I was a teenager, and I'm quite older now. But this adventure really started maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I just had a lot of things going on in my life, and I had found on TikTok junk journaling, and it reopened, my love for stationery and the ASMR of junk journaling and ripping the paper. And so I had been in therapy, and she often told me I should start journaling again, or I should do art therapy, because I am extremely anxious. I overthink things, and that is my own problem, and I self-sabotage a lot. Like, there'll be something going on 2 weeks from now, and I'll overthink it to the point where I procrastinate, or I just create problems where there doesn't need to be problems. I'm also a bit of a perfectionist, so if I have a deadline, I get very, very anxious, and everything has to be perfect when it's a really simple solution. So this has helped me quite a bit. Sorry, a little TMI for my first serious video, but I just want to be an honest person and be genuine about why I started this. Because I would encourage anybody who has anxious thoughts, overthinking, a need for control. This is really nice to sit down and dump all of that. And then you feel very fluid, because you have like a concrete plan, if that makes sense. Like, you could triage your priorities and what's like a mundane task of the day. So I really, really hope that helps you, or creates a bit of coping mechanisms for you, because it surely did in my life. So let's continue. So yeah, I started with like a Litrum notebook. I hope I said that correctly. And I started bullet journaling and junk journaling, all the stuff you see on TikTok, and it really wasn't for me. So it became just a standard journal, and I had a lot of fun with it. I would paint in it, I would sketch in it, and then like around the paintings or the sketching, I would, write out my thoughts or like what was going on. And it definitely really healed me. Um, so I don't have any on hand. They're actually packed away because I want to redo my basement, and at some point then we'll get some really nice shelves or a bookshelf, and I'll display them because they are so gorgeous. I love them. I'm in no means an artist or anything, but like for me to reflect on them, it means a lot to me. The paper, the collages I did, the paintings, it was so fun. Just like a great time in my life. However, it's almost like once you start this journal, um, you might have like a bit of an addictive personality, and you might be like, I need more. Like, what's the next best thing? So, another reason why I'm creating this YouTube channel is I want to create honest reviews for people who are just degular. Because some of the things I've bought, I'm like, 9 out of 10 people told me this was a good product, and maybe it just wasn't for me, but I don't think that's fair. And not to be entitled, but some products I've wasted money on. Like, I just don't. Yeah, so that's another reason why I wanted to do this. So we kind of went down this rabbit hole of journaling and stationery, and then we got into Japanese stationery. As the years went on, I would search for inspiration on Pinterest or TikTok, and then I was introduced to Hobonichi. So Hobonichi is the starting book for all of this. I bought one, and I was deeply, deeply addicted quickly to the Tomoe River paper, which then led to my fountain pen addiction, which then led to ink addiction. Um, so, we started with Hobonichi. It trickled into Traveler's Notebook, and then it led to cut down notebooks, whether it be stalogy, Hobonichi, Midori. The possibilities were endless when it came to Traveler's Notebook. Again, let me just reiterate, my goal for this channel is to connect over paper, pens, notebooks, beautiful journal covers. I'm a bit of a minimalist. However, this has been such a beautiful hobby, and my love for stationery has made a dent to my savings. So I'm not here to boast about everything I've purchased. I'm not here to brag that, I have all this stuff. What I am here is a fellow pen lover, a fellow paper lover, notebook lover, sticker lover that just wants to make friends. I think I live in a town of like 8,000 people, and we don't have a junk journal club. We don't have, a stationery club or anything like that. I really do wish, and maybe I'll start something and put a flyer out there, but because this is so fun to me. I love it. So let's start at the beginning. This is my 2026 Hobonichi. I'm really excited. I've already kind of started playing with her. I got the red sneakers mega, and I'm using last year's pen with it because it matches. Very McDonald's theme, which is okay because for some reason I'm kind of drifting into this weird theme of like Biffle dolls / clown-esque. It's really weird. But my favorite color is red. So I'm really happy to get another red one because I started with a red one. So I found Hobonichi on TikTok and was deeply intrigued by the layout and the style. It was so small and cute, and again, I'm a big enthusiast. How would I say this? Like, I'm obsessed with Japanese creators and Korean, and you know, it's probably because I'm half Japanese in real life and I like to look up my culture and be interested in all that jazz. So once I seen, you know, their planner systems, their stickers, the way they do cutouts and their post-it notes, and then I don't know, I love following Japanese stationery and Japanese content creators. They're very savvy, and the Koreans too. Beautiful work, love it. So I would take their stuff as inspiration or items. I would see their items, research, and I would buy it and try it. It was such a fun journey. So once my Hobonichi arrived, it was fun to decorate and experiment with the layouts. It quickly suited my needs. It wasn't too overwhelming. The pages were simplified and organized. And then you also have the back, which has a lot of fun stuff too to do in it. So that was cool. The pages are simplified, organized, whereas some of the planners I've seen online, they have a layout you're locked into, or you have to create your own layout, and it seems extremely overwhelming. I'm not a boujou type planner girly. I like just, you know, weekly, daily. Yeah, I don't want to do all that. I tried it in my bullet journal days and doing, you know, cute little setups, but it's just not for me. It's just not for me. So, freedom of the customization of these were so fun, and the format worked for me. So, inside my Hobonichi, we'll start with the 2026 because that's fresh. This section, I just have birthdays, PA days, and my periods. Like I said, I just had a baby, so I don't really have. I need that because I also have an IUD, and it's very finicky. If you're a girl, a woman watching this, you know. It's hard. I don't know if I even like it. I might take it out. But anyways, too much information. So this is my monthlies, and this year I'm going to try to use nail stickers and keep it very small and a little bit more cleaner. And then I'll just quickly show you my, there's some private info there. So this is how I'm doing my health tracking, and then my sleep, and then I'll do steps over here and maybe meals. I'm trying out different layouts right now, so I don't really know what to say about this. Like, it's pretty standard, it's pretty simple, but I would like to get a bit more in depth. So in the future, though, this is more so a health planner / content planning. So right now in the back of the 2026 one, I've, just put like, well, I got a new pen today, or, I have this idea, or I'll store like some of my to-do lists. I don't know why I like these things. Maybe it makes me feel more accomplished, but I definitely put those in. And I keep them in the back. And then I also write like personal goals, or, I'm thinking about making this video, etc., or I have an idea for this insert. But this one is basically, I guess you could say, like a journal, where I get new stuff. I like to put the ephemera in there. And yeah, this one's not too personal. So then we have my first Hobonichi. And the reason why I fell in love, like we had all this going on, and some months I didn't keep up. Some months I got really crazy with the it is neat to look back and see how much my style has changed over the years. But yeah, she's pretty full. It wasn't until you get to December, and then I got the 2025. But let's see if I can find a safe page for you. Okay, so for instance, this was my style when I first got my Hobonichi. It was very chaotic. It was very just like my junk journal, just like everything everywhere. Um, and then like I saved everything, or I got really fun and did these with markers. And so I do like the personalizing time block. Um, and in 2024, life was pretty simple. I didn't have much going on. I was just a stay-at-home mom. So this suited my needs perfectly, whether it be meal planning, the daily log, the weekly logs, and the monthly logs. It suited my needs perfectly. So that was fun. Really enjoyed it. And then we come into 2025. Again, I kind of kept the same system with like the dots of important dates. And then I tried to do like a mood log in this section, and sadly it did not work out. I was just so busy in 2025. We had moved. My kids started school. I was bouncing back and forth between my hometown and where we live now. Just lots on the go. And the biggest blessing that 2025 brought me was my son. So in April, there's like a huge gap in this book, but other than that, it's filled. And I love this book too, but because life got so busy and certain things were just like not working out in this book anymore, I had to branch off and use like other little notebooks to keep track of things. So then I realized, okay, maybe it's time to evolve from this. But I have deeply enjoyed my Hobonichis, and I love that you get like a little section in the back to journal, or you could use it as a memory keeper, or you could use it as like planning or daily time blocking. So yeah, Hobonichi I think is a great system. I probably would never use a cousin. I would never go into an Avec. It's just too large. I prefer like blank notebooks for my journaling. So, but if you are interested and you want to start planning and you don't know where to begin, or there's just so many options that it seems overwhelming with the Tomoe River paper, the simplified monthly, the freedom the layout gives you, I would go with a Hobonichi. There are alternatives that are cheaper, but I am big on, like, clearly this started, a wave, and then there was dupes. So I'm always going to support Hobonichi rather than the alternatives, because if it wasn't for Hobonichi, where would the other companies get their inspiration, is my thoughts and my opinion on it. So I always just order from Hobonichi and pay the $55 shipping fee, but that's just me. So we started with Hobonichi, and then Hobonichi led me to Traveler's Notebook. And I have been obsessed with this baby. I got it in 2024 for Valentine's Day by my partner, and it was literally a dream come true. I am feeling like I'm growing out of her, or I might be getting a little bit bored of her, but I'll probably always go back. Like, there is so many memories in this book. I took it everywhere. In the beginning, I didn't want to use the Traveler's Notebook daily planner stuff, so I just carried my Hobonichi with like a regular insert in it. I have never had a problem with the overhang on this book. I really don't care. I think it adds so much visual I don't know, it's visually appealing to me. So sorry if that bugs you. I am not an Instagram aesthetic girly. I am me, and yeah, she's messy, she's chaotic. It is what it is. But yeah. Anyways, I guess I should start with when I first started this system. I started with the standard inserts. I don't even know how to go about this, but I like to bulk my things. So over the years, I've put pictures in the clear folders or the craft folder, and I pretty much haven't changed it since I bought it. I'm thinking about refreshing it and, like taking some stuff out, but again, I don't know. This is like my main journal, and I use everything that's like packed away and stowed away in it. And I don't know, maybe I just fear change of changing her. Like this, I've never truly used it, but I like the little personalization. And I know people have put ephemera or stickers or their ticket stubs from their traveling, because this is a traveler's notebook. But I've just used it to house pictures or stickers. And then again, I've hoarded these. I've had these for many years, and I still have quite a bit in there. And yeah, not gonna lie, these are pretty old, and I'm so afraid to use them all because they're quite expensive. So then I just have like my standard Temu stickers in the craft paper. And yeah, do I use them all? Yes, I do. Am I hoarding some? Yes. So then I also got into the whole fact that you could keep like the little notebooks. I had originally bought it because I bought the regular Hobonichi, and I thought, oh no, I should have got the mega. So I ended up buying the little side pack notebooks in case I over journaled or over daily logged, so I would have extra space. In fact, never used it. Um, so what this became is just like my ink swatches. And, whenever I need to ink up a new pen, it's great because it's here. So I just like quickly glance, and it's my collection so far, I guess you could say. So yeah, there's that. That's the innards of my TN. And then what I currently do for 2026 and 2025, or what I do for 2025 to 2026, is I use a Hobonichi notebook that's cut down to a TN insert. However, I do, or I have used stalogy and Midori. Midori got thick real quick. Stalogy was nice, but it also got really, really chunky. And same with my Hobonichis, but the paper consistency between the stalogy and the Hobonichi is very similar. They're very thin, whereas my Midori was quite thick. So if you like to watercolor, use pastels, markers, etc., maybe go that route. But for me, it became like a scrapbook memory keeper for my kids slash journal. And I've definitely, put a lot of stuff into it. So sometimes some of these books you can't even close. So, it might not be for everybody, but I truly like it. So like you can get into the system of this. Oh, do I still have the things? Cool. You can do something like this. This is a week to week daily time logging, time blocking. I loved it. It was fun, but again, my style has changed so much. Like I just had so much fun being creative and just doodling, and it made me feel like not so anxious about the week when I did get a little nutty with this stuff. Um, but then, like, I think it was the width or something, but I never used it. Like, I would fill it out for the week every Sunday, but then I would never use it. Never looked at it, never glanced at it, because I would use the daily time logging, blocking in my Hobonichi. So it just didn't work for me, and I didn't use the monthly because I had the Hobonichi. So I never really used the planning stuff. So these are my inserts. And when I first started, I would use, the standard inserts that came with it. Like this is a regular one. And then I got into the MD inserts, cream. And see, it says right here. And boy, oh boy, was this a good time. I can't really show a lot of these because, like I said, it is my journal. But the amount of stuff I've put in these is it's just amazing. Like, I can't wait for my kids to get older and read this stuff. So yeah. But yeah, so this is how thick, if you utilize your stuff and put a lot of ephemera in it. So, did I bring it out? If you're not like picky, you could use a stalogy or a Hobonichi cut down. So this is from August. I think this is a couple months worth. This was my last book. This is how thick it got, and this is how thick a regular insert gets with my journaling, scrapbooking, memory keeping. So it's truly up to you. I did not mind this. Like I said, sometimes my TN doesn't go anywhere anymore and it just sits on my desk. So, but I am thinking about going back to the regular inserts because it is getting a little too thick, and I would like to use that book a little bit more. Just the cost of buying the inserts for only 64 pages became a lot. So to spend $20 on this and you get like approximately 200 to 300 pages, that seemed more cost efficient. Plus the grid's a lot smaller than Midori. I did use the Traveler's Notebook grid and it was too big. So I like the Hobonichi grid because it's so small and petite. It does make me want to write smaller and more compact. So I actually get a lot more use out of this and longevity in comparison to this. I was buying like maybe 3 a month. So this would be like January, February, March, April, May, June. It was pretty much I would use 1 a month or 1 every 3 weeks. So that's why I switched to the cut down method. So yeah, that's how big they get. She's my ride or die. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But yeah, I'm a sticker hoarder. Not sure where this journey's gonna go. I might take a break from her and try something else because I've been using her for 2 years now and she's patinaed quite a bit. Like, I'm obsessed. I don't think I'll ever get a different cover color. I don't want to. I like the classic brown. I think it's got so much character to it. It's beautiful. So I've never really overconsumed in that aspect. And lastly, it's super plain. I probably shouldn't even show it, but I love fountain pens, so I used this. We could do this. So this beautiful book is my prayer journal, and my grandma passed away in 2025 of October 2025, and I truly miss her, and I do something for both sides of my family. Both of them are deceased. So for my bachan, I honor her in a way, and then for my other side of my grandma, this is how I keep her alive within me. So I started reading the Bible and it actually changed my life. And for me, like, I like to pray, but it gets a little much in my head. I am an overthinker. So for me to dump my prayers out makes me feel closer to God, and I love it. So I don't know. I don't really want to show too much or talk about this. It's quite personal, but if you are interested in it, if I could encourage you, try it because it truly has saved my life. I write in this at least once a week. But before my son was born, I would get up at like 5, read the Bible for a half an hour, and then journal for 30 minutes and put down all my prayers and all the things that I was worried about. Or if somebody got sick, I would pray for them. If my friends were struggling, I would pray for them. So yeah, this book is very sacred to me, and I just use a standard notebook. But because I love fountain pens, I bought a Hobonichi. Um, and yeah, I just write freely in this one, like no pressure whatsoever to be perfect or anything, because this one is all about God. So that is pretty much it. Then we get into the big boy, and I'm going to keep this one very simple, but this is the love of my life. This beautiful. Okay, so sadly, the last time I was recording, I I tried to record this a while ago, and my audio got messed up, so I have to re-record it. So we're gonna dive into my beautiful filofax, and that was next in my video. So sorry for the different lighting quality and outfit, etc. But I don't know what happened. So this is my pride and joy, my baby. I have always wanted a filofax, and I really wanted to get into rings. It was like this change of planner system on Instagram, and I had seen ring planners everywhere, and I didn't think I'd be into it. I didn't think I would commit to it, but I also didn't want to waste money. So as a stationery addict, I'm also a realist. Like if it's from Temu or Shein or, like Dollar Tree, I don't mind spending the money per se. I don't mind like just unconsciously buying, but when it comes to big purchases, I'm pretty nervous about it. I always like second guess myself or overthink it. So if you're watching this channel and you're interested in getting a filofax, you don't have to get a filofax. It was just something that was on my bucket list, and there's beautiful alternatives on Amazon. And another one I'm a big fan of is Moterm. However, for me, it was, like I said, it was on a bucket list. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. I tried to use my Hobonichi kind of like a filofax. I try to create dividers, dashboards, everything you see, on Pinterest or Instagram to see if I would like a ring planner, or if I could just create my own alternative ring planner system within a Hobonichi. The customization is like a big component to this. So I thought I could try to do that with a Hobonichi, and it just didn't work. I always gravitated towards a rings planner. So with my kids and my family growing and my partner and daily life, bills, property management, household tasks, it was just time to get a big girl planner. So I have to give a shout out to my mom because she gifted it to me for my birthday. So I'm so grateful. I've always wanted one since Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Devils Wear Prada, definitely influenced. And I'm just so excited. When I got it, I wanted to do an unboxing video, but I was just too eager to open it. It was better than Christmas, better than anything, better than sex. I was just like, yes, it's here. So yeah, I got the Malden planner roughly around end of October. I love the contrast stitching and the beautiful buckle in the front. Once I got the filofax, I hyper-focused on creating dashboards and my own inserts, and I had so much fun creating my own little planner system. So if that's something you're interested in, that's something you're seeking, I am going to advocate for this. I am going to support you in that impulsive buy because it was hands down the best purchase I ever did. But again, I just want to reiterate, you do not have to get a filofax. There's beautiful alternatives. I'm a big fan of the croc, and I would not pay that money for the croc because I probably wouldn't stay in it as much as I am in the Malden. But like Moterm has beautiful crocs. I actually have one for my Hobonichi cover. So if that helps you guys, because I see that a lot on Facebook or TikTok, a lot of the croc covers. So you don't have to do a file. Yeah, so I actually made one for my sister and I'll put some pictures up. So I'm telling you, you do not need a filofax. But again, if you want to get it, it costed me maybe $50 to make her planner system, her rings planner, and she can add her own little decor. But I just kind of finessed it a little bit. I wish I would have gotten her black or something else, but that brown looked different on the picture, so just be wary. And then the craziest part is I was looking on AliExpress and it's for $10, the same planner. So I probably will buy a lot more. I love I love. Anyways, we're on an ecosystem video. Sorry, sidetrack. The black one because it was timeless. Do use mine as a wallet. I don't have an issue with the side pockets. Again, the contrast stitching is just oof. And then I love the embossed. And then I don't really carry too much stuff because I do use it as a wallet, but I just have a little bit of washi tape, a ruler, and my star stickers. And like I said, I created all of my dashboards. So when we go deeper into this, I just want to say I'm not like Instagram aesthetically pleasing. This is my personal planner. But I am me and I hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe. But yeah, just a disclaimer. It's not super beautiful, but I am so happy to share this with you. This is my personal planner. And as you like flip through, I should have brought out the examples because I want to give an honest review because I feel like there's so much hype on luxury planning. I succumbed to the hype and it did cost me quite a bit of money. I think my first order from Cloth and Paper was like $163. So as we go through my little flip through, I'll tell you more and my honest opinion because I was just so excited and it looked so beautiful. But yeah, I made my dashboards after and I just ordered some vellum off of Instagram, printed on it, let it sit overnight so the ink could really seep in and not smear. And I love what I made over what I paid for. So another thing, if you are gonna buy a filofax, like you could custom make everything. All you need is a printer, a little bit of patience with yourself. You can even use Scotch tape for the lamination. Like you don't have to have a laminator. So yeah, let's just go through this and I'll tell my like little story. Goal for this planner system is to keep track of my life, help me with, planning, daily planning, weekly planning, and then we have a section for like tracking, to-dos, habits, and then we have a finance section because I'm buckling down this year, 2026, and that is a major portion of why I got a planner system is to customize my financial tracking and to have my own way of seeing how money coming in, money coming out. It's a little bit of everything, and I'm sure it will grow because I'm still trying to figure out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. We go through, I bought the card holder, but this came with my filofax. I'm not sure what you call this one, but I did buy from Cloth and Paper. Yeah, I must have put it away. I thought I had it in my quick stash. Hold on. Jump on that bandwagon and get all the cool stuff I saw online. So this came for free. Now the the one I had bought was like a clear one, and I don't know why, but as you can see, like it kind of hangs over a little bit. So that bugged me first and foremost. And I actually ripped it because it couldn't even fit this Instax picture frame in it sideways. So I'm not sure if mine was like messed up or whatever. So yeah, I ended up ripping it and it costed me $16. This came for free and I resorted right back to it. So that was a little upsetting. This January little sticky note is from Sleepy Notes Club. Print off, it's for free. And these are freebies too from Peanuts Planner & Co. So as you can see, I've just used the filofax business card holder and it fits. And there's not much overhang, so I could see the tabs. I'm not sure why this didn't work out, like why it just hung over the side so much. So I was very disappointed by that. This is the only journal card I kept from them, which says slow down and reflect on your main focus. And everything else I use myself. Like I use my own photographs and, you know, some other cardstock that I thought was aesthetically pleasing. So, you know, when you go on the site and you're looking to build your own filofax rings planner, just take that into factor, because I've seen a few different videos and they looked so gorgeous. So maybe I just like to bulk up my ring planner too much. But another thing was the month to month, like the paper's quite thick. And if you see your filofax paper isn't the same thickness at all. So that was another thing that kind of upset me when I got my delivery, because once I put everything that I liked into my planner, it was so bulky, I was afraid to damage my rings that I ended up taking a lot of the months out, which kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion. Like, your planner is to plan for the, you know, unforeseeable future. And I couldn't do that. I only have 2 months worth of cloth and papers inserts in here, and the rest is filofax and my other inserts and notes I made for myself. So just kind of be wary when you buy from them. Like, I'm not sure if they're made for their disc planner system. Obviously they are, but you know, I just, it's just so strange, because even the tabs I bought, you couldn't see the tabs with this. Everything just covered it. So, you know, when you're kind of at the grocery store and you're like, well, where's my list? Or you're with a friend and you want to jot something down, or, you know, take an annotation of a book, you can't, because you're like, oh, where is it? So it was really frustrating. And that is my honest review on cloth and paper, because I spent $163 and I'm not using any of their products. Are they beautiful? Yeah. Are they luxurious? Sure, if you call it that. I mean, I could have went to Walmart and got cardstock myself and printed this out on Canva, but yeah, a little disappointed for a $25 month insert package that I can't fully put in my book because it's too thick. And then the jelly inserts, card holders, you can't really see anything behind it, and they're quite delicate, like they will break. So that's kind of crazy to say it's a luxury when they break. So so I'm glad I got to experience them. That is the positive. And I still think they're a very beautiful company. They're just not, their products are just not for me at all. So there's that. Glad we got that out of the way, because I don't want anyone to get suckered in and spend all this money and then they're just like, oh man, that was such a disappointment, because that's how I felt. Everyone raved. And yeah, So anyways, we'll move on from that. It was sad. Like, I don't have the best writing, but I'm okay with it. Um, and I have a pretty standard setup because I don't want to overcomplicate it. I don't want to over finesse it, and then I get lost in trying to keep up with the consistency. Like, I would like to just come and do like a regular list or a regular weekly planning with some decorations. But yeah, a lot of my influences came from, shout out to Lindsay Scribbles, Tori on Paper, and Nikki. I can't say her last name, but I love her YouTube channel, and she's got the sweetest voice ever. So those are my biggest inspos when it comes to my ring system. So I just put in an inbox because it is nice. Some days when I sit down at my desk, I'm too busy. So I'll just do like a quick jot. And then later when I have more free time, I can be more detailed later in the sections. So that's how I use my inbox. And like I said, I switched back to the cream. So I'm just putting some deco on it. But I think I am going to leave it plain. This is a one line of the day. So I kind of write my gratitude and what I'm thankful for that day. I think that's how I'm going to utilize this. So I put that in there. I thought that would be helpful. Here's a picture of my grandma and my aunt. My grandma is actually like a huge influence in my life right now, and I feel like she's a guide, or I don't know. There's just weird signs that happen that I'm like, man, you are definitely watching over me. She's one of the classiest, most productive, inspiring women in my lives. She's such an inspiration. She was so full of grace and elegance, and 2026, I want to go into that energy to look at and be like, I should have listened to you more, Grandma. So I made this as well to help with some affirmations, and sometimes we could get in our own heads, so it's nice to just say that. Take a pause and say it to yourself. So here's the year at a glance from Cloth and Paper. Now, when we go through this, here's my other issue. I fell in love with the cream week to weeks that come with the filofax, the cotton. So to have the white monthlies and then the cream week to week really bothered me. I'm probably gonna change these and maybe just print out Sleepy Notes Club's freebie. So I'm a little sad because I paid $25 for the whole year of 2026, but it does really bother my brain to look at a white piece of paper, cream tabs, another section that's cream, and then some of my other inserts I've made, they're an off-white creamish color. So this is the only thing remaining that's white, and it blinds me every time I look at it. Oh man, something going on. So I decided to decorate it. I was gonna just keep it black and white. But yeah, I looked at it, it looked a little boring, no personality whatsoever. So I added my own little flair. I do kind of wish my other video did not fail me, because then I could show you. Well, actually, hold on. This is how I'm archiving them. So this is Sleepy Notes Club's. This is her printouts, and like, do you see what I mean? You could pay $25 or you can print this off for free. Like, what a blessing that woman is. Like, what a gift to us, because I love how the numbers pop out and they're so bold. And then I had the creamish paper. So I did think I would utilize this a lot more, but I actually don't really look at it. I use this, but I didn't use it as, like, I use my finance tracking section more than this. So I guess it is nice to look at, but a little refresher of what you need to get done that month. But she also provides that. So it's really to each their own. But again, that's just my honest review. And we'll get into the next section, which is my week on 2 pages. And I'm gonna copy the other ladies that you have seen. I like how they put the stickers on what month we're on, or you could do what month has passed, or previous months. So when I got the filofax, I was very nervous, and it was almost like, oh man, am I gonna utilize this? It was just such a jump to go from the Hobonichi's weekly layout, and then you have this beautiful side piece of paper that on the other side of the page, you could do your trackers, you can put your important tasks that week. So I kind of tried to keep that the same in my filofax. I just made a ruler. I put the important things of this week, like what you really need to focus on, and then my chores, my household duties, and then what's going on that week, and then I just decorate after. And then if it's like an actual busy week, like I said, I'm trying to buckle down on everything in my life right now. Like I want more self-discipline. And I'm thinking about going back to school. So I need to pay off my student loan. I need to look into courses and anything that's like really important to me this week. And I need a gentle reminder, like take care of yourself. I'll highlight so it pops out. So this might not be, helpful to somebody who likes a more organized aesthetic look, but to me, I'll just color code like what's going on, like in blue, green, black. But I basically love black ink the most. So yeah, unless it's like something I need to pop out, I'll use colored ink. And yeah, so then we just add some decor. Another 2026 goal is to write smaller and neater. I always tried to do stuff like that, but then I get busy and I just chicken scratch, so my apologies. Here is one of the cloth and paper dividers, and this one's pretty thin, but the ones that came on the side and they're frosted, those were super thick. So, and yeah, again, like the tabs are so little and thin, I couldn't see them. Like my pages would cover them, so I just took them out. And now they're in my archive system, so that's kind of silly. So this section is like my tasks, habit tracking, to-do list. Yeah, it's more personal, I would say. I like to do a to-do list and then I do a little to-do list so it could be in the front or something in case I'm too busy in the kitchen and I don't want my kids to spill anything on it. So this is like a more detailed to-do list. And like I said, Nikki showed everybody how to cut down a legal pad to make these inserts. And I love it because if it's like a recipe or a to-do list I don't really care to do or whatever, just brain dumping, I'll use these papers and then I'll just throw them out after because it costs me $16 for the legal pad and you get like a set of 4. So you could switch it up your colors, but I really like this. I really like this yellow with the red marking. Oh, it's so beautiful. And then here's like a cutout of my vision board. I accidentally printed out 2, so I thought it would be cute to just put in here. And then here's my habit trackers. So this year, I'm not sure why I highlighted it. I was very tired one night, but basically, I would like to quit smoking. I would like to stop spending money. I'd like to start saving money and put it in, to my pension plan or invest it in the future. So I am really buckling down and it's nice to see this and reflect and be like, you are not being consistent, woman. And then another thing, as a mom of three, I constantly put my family's needs before my own. And I don't know why that is. Like, I'll shower and, obviously brush my teeth, but some days I'll just be like, I don't need a shower. Yes, you do. Woman, get in the shower. Holding myself accountable to taking care of myself, because I definitely put everybody's needs before my own. So I like my monthly tracker. I definitely will continue this. When I first got my filofax, I wasn't really digging it. I missed my habit tracker in my Hobonichi. So it took a while to get it to do, and now it's like my favorite thing to come to my desk and then flip it open and get it done and check it off. Oh, I love it. So here's a little piece of paper to remind me of like what you can't spend money on and what you can spend your money on. So we live in a very small town. In fact, that's why I thought I could connect with people through my YouTube channel. Because we live in a very small town, I used to hike. I used to go snowboarding, and we had many different facilities where I'm from. So to move from an actual city to a small town, and you don't have like paint and wine night, or I will go to the local shop and just be like, I'm bored. Or I'll go on Amazon when I'm nursing at 3 in the morning and be like, I could use this. No, I don't need any more stuff. Um, so 2026 is a low buy, no spend. Put a sticker, a dot sticker. So I'm kind of behind here, so I'll just do it now. The other reason why we're doing this goal is because I'm planning on renovating our basement. I'm also planning on like doing the outside of our house this year, which is going to be pretty expensive. So anything that helps us save money and get us closer to buying our bigger forever home would be great. And then this section, we have our meal planning. So it's working out pretty good. This is the first time I've actually used a meal planner in my planner systems. I usually just have like this like notepad with the weeklies, and I would jot it down so my partner could also see it and just post it on the fridge. And then this was something else I was trying out because the wonderful, beautiful Lindsay Scribbles actually told everybody how she uses cotton Midori paper for her inserts, and she just cuts them down to size. So once I did that, I was like, ooh, this is a game changer. And now I'm on a kick, and I'm actually currently trying to figure out my own inserts. So these are just some drafts I'm working on. And I think I want to start doing like a daily log. So that's what I mean. And the beauty of filofax. These are one of her printouts. And then this is Raymay Da Vinci. So that's another thing. You can make your own like I'm doing, or you could even find great alternatives. So I'm huge on Japanese stationery, Korean stationery. So I've seen on a few of the wonderful content creators I follow on Instagram that they like Raymay, and they also like Knox is another big one. So this package came with 100 sheets of Tomoe River paper, and it was $6. And I prefer this more than cloth and paper too. So there's so many different inserts you could buy, so many different kinds. So I kind of skimmed over that. So this is the expense tracker that I made, and it's on Kokoyo paper. And I actually like the Midori paper more. I made a video, and at the end of the video, you could see the difference between like certain fountain pens bleed on this paper. So I don't know if I bought the wrong one, and maybe I should have got the A5 paper, but yeah, certain inks were feathering quite a bit, and it frustrated me, and there was a bit of ghosting. Here's an online orders I made. I'm probably going to switch this up in 2026 so it will look different. Kind of put this down and can look back and be like, okay, that I definitely do need, or that's still just a want, you know? And then as I proceed through 2026, I'm gonna try to continue to keep track of how much I made that month, how much I spent, and how much I put into savings. So it's nice to have this finance summary. Saving money this year is a big, big wish goal for me, just because I've been noticing like how much I spend money. I'm wasting a lot of money because I'm bored. Then I have a payment tracker because, yeah, the last debt I have is my student loan, and I really, really want to get rid of it. And then I just have notes in the back and contacts. So that concludes my video. I'm all done. I will be making more. I hope I don't go down this crazy rabbit hole and start ordering, all the covers. I do hope I can find myself a ranger again. That is my unicorn planner cover. So I'm going to manifest that. And again, I really hope you guys like and subscribe my video. Truly, I'm so excited to start doing this. I'm very creative. Thank you for staying and being with me this far in the video. I'm just grateful you watched my video. Thank you. Please stay tuned. Take care. Love and light. Bye-bye.